Back to the Morning Blend. Well, this year, did you resolve to start the day with breakfast? You're in good company. That morning meal is one of the top food trends of 2013. And Dr. Wendy Bazilian is a registered dietitian, author of a superfoods book about losing weight, and a sports medicine expert. Hi, doctor.
Hi there. It's very true. It is a hot food trend, which is great news because studies show that we should be doing this activity. And it's a great resolution, even if you only make one. Breakfast is the easiest and best way to tackle your each and every day with success.
Let's talk a little bit about ideas that you have for creative breakfasts that are healthy or more healthy than maybe what we've been eating.
Right. So I always like to think of, starting every day and putting your game face on. This is the winter season and it's also football season, so we can use those really great sports analogies. And when we start off to the right start, we have to remember why it's so important so we can get the creative ideas and bump up what we're already doing. So I always like to say start where you're at and add to it. And I'll give you some of those ingredients. But first, studies have shown that individuals who eat breakfast, so people who don't skip breakfast, they're eating breakfast, actually score higher on tests of math and reading. These are our kids, that big kids and little kids, they have better attention span and concentration, less absences, fewer absences from school or work. And it's really important to remember that it's really so important to have breakfast. And then the right ingredients really are key to the recipe that is breakfast. So in terms of what goes on the breakfast plate, I would say power up with protein. We think of protein at lunch and dinner. It gets kind of all its attention there. And maybe one of the most important or the most important meal to have protein in place is at the breakfast meal. So protein sources like, you think of maybe an egg or lean meats, or certain cereals have a good protein source. Some of the whole grain cereals will have some. But one of probably the most readily available high-quality protein sources is actually a glass of milk. There's 8 grams of high-quality protein in 8 ounces. It's a high level, and milk always gets all the great attention that it should from 9 essential nutrients, and it's got calcium and vitamin D. But pouring yourself some protein is one great ingredient that pairs nicely with a lot of our breakfast favorites. So even if you're starting off with something that is less than healthy, if you add some milk to it, you're going to be bumping it up a notch. The other ingredients I always include are whole grains and a fruit or vegetable with the meal, so that you're really pairing things together. You're getting the protein, the healthy carbs and fiber that have been associated with better heart health and lowering diabetes risk overall, and then those antioxidant-rich and vitamin and nutrients that you can get in fruits and veggies. But then how do we put it on the plate? A lot of people say, well, I'm in a rush, and it depends on your breakfast style. So here's a superfood smoothie. And it's got, blueberries, and it's got some of the milk. It's got all the ingredients going together. It's got the banana. It's got some great flavor with some vanilla. And you just whir it up, and you've got an easy-to-go breakfast. But if you plan ahead and keep it simple, you can also do a crock-pot oatmeal, and you can have that cook overnight and be ready for you in the morning. Because active, successful days start with a healthy breakfast.
That's fantastic. Oatmeal is a great way to start, too, even for heart disease and preventing that. Some great information, Dr. Bazilian. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
For more information, you can visit this website. It's milkmustache.com. Still